Golly, y'all. Golly. Sinners 2025. Directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Haley Steinfeld, Michael B. Jordan, and some other big names in there as well. I just can't process them right now. Man, this movie was fucking good. Jesus, wow. Starting this movie, me not knowing anything, it just blew my mind, bro. The cinematography. I want to give my flowers to Michael B. Jordan, bro. You acted your ass off in this. You playing twin brother Stack and Smoke. The dynamic between both. You was able to tell the difference between them two. Fucking cornbread, man. Sammy. Should have listened to your daddy, boy. Should have listened to your daddy. My boy went out for a night of fun and singing, ate some coochie, almost got turned into a vampire. One on the books. Man, overall, great film. Great film. The music, the theme, the emotion, the feeling that this movie just gave you. Like, I love the scene where Stack and Mary were, like, Stack was confessing to Mary that he does think about her every single day. And the reason why they're not together is because he wants her to be safe. And for her to be safe, it's not going to be here and it's not going to be with him. I thought that scene was real powerful and really nice. And when she started tearing up afterwards and he just walked away, I love that scene. The ending scene where Smoke saw his wife and his unalive child and he was just able to hold his daughter. It was just that was also beautiful. That would be it. Y'all. Thank you so much.
When I say unexpected, I feel like I thought it was gonna be, I don't know what I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. I was like, yeah, like vampire movie, action, whatever, but I feel like it was so emotional. And it was also a horror, I think. I think it might have been classified as a horror now that I think about it, but for me, the standout was the emotional sort of stories, I guess. And obviously, like, pretty much everyone died except Sammy. So it was kind of like we got to know each character like pretty well before they died, which I quite liked. I feel like everyone sort of got their time to shine and we got to learn about each of them in different ways. And it was so sad. Like, I'm just really glad that he got reunited with his like baby and his, you know, his lover at the end. Because I was really worried that he wouldn't be able to kill her, which obviously it's such a big thing to ask. I don't know if anyone would be able to do that, you know, but he pulled through at the end and it was worth it because he got to be reunited with them in the afterlife. Thank God. And her protection pouch protected him. Because at first I was like, yeah, she's a witch, or like, but maybe she's only like, she can only sense it. She can't like practice it, but she like practiced it. Like, she protected him, but he couldn't kill his brother anyways. I think that was really sweet because once the leader died, they just like left, right? They didn't come back. They didn't even kill Sammy then. So it's kind of like maybe they could function on their own without the leader. So I'm glad that he stuck to his brother's promise of like to leave him alone. But yeah, it was really sad. And like technically they're together in the afterlife as well, which I guess is like cute. Well, in the afterlife, they're like dead and they're vampires together, but still very romantic. Like, they both got what they wanted, which is to be together away from everything, right? Like, she didn't want to be with her husband. He wanted to be with her, like, away from all of his other stuff. So I think in the end, it was quite sweet. And I'm so glad Sammy, like, pursued his dreams of music. I thought he was going to give it up, like, after everything that happened. But, like, that guitar, he had the best day of his life with that guitar, and he also killed the vampire with that guitar. Like, thank God he didn't let it go, you know, even though he really wanted to for a second, but then like he considered it for a second, but then he was like, no, like, this is what I want. So I'm really glad that he stuck with it. Yeah, I feel like this movie was just so unexpectedly emotional for me. Was expecting obviously like action, I don't know, like action and drama, I guess, but I'm very pleasantly surprised that it was more horror, emotional, like a little bit of comedy too. I feel like there was some funny moments, but it was just like a good mix of everything. I think this was such a fantastic movie. I would say this movie is like a little bit out of my comfort zone in terms of it was really violent, which I usually don't like violent sort of movies, but I feel like this was done, I don't know, it was done in such a unique way, I feel like, where it was like, yeah, it was violent, but it wasn't like that bad. Like, it didn't dwell on the violence, if that makes sense. Also, the same with the gore. The gore, like, wasn't that bad. To me, honestly, I'm fine with gore as long as it doesn't look real. And to me, it didn't really look real, so I'm fine with it. So that was like a plus for me. I know that might be like a minus for some people, but that was like a plus for me. I also like that it was kind of realistic paranormal. Does that make sense? Because like she was sort of like a voodoo witch, but it was in obviously like a realistic way. And I feel like the vampires too were sort of done in a realistic way, as in like they were drawn by his voice, right? Like he has, well, what it is, the priest said, like his dad said that he, what is it? What did he say? That his voice was like that of the devil or something, or music was the devil, or whatever he said. I feel like his voice wasn't anything to do with the devil. He just had like that power. Like he had his own magic that he like expressed through his voice and the guitar. And obviously the vampires were drawn to that because that's what the vampire said, that he wanted that for himself because it was so beautiful and so powerful. He like wanted that, and that's why he wanted to add him. So I feel like they kind of made like the magic paranormal aspect like pretty realistic, right? Like to me it was believable. Like it wasn't unbelievable, you know? Like it was, I guess it was rooted in realism. But yeah, I had so much fun watching this. I really enjoyed it. I kind of want to watch it again, you know? Like I feel like it was that good. It has some rewatch value. But yeah, I'm glad I went out of my comfort zone to watch it. This was so worth it, 100%. Please comment below if you had some of the same reactions that I had when watching this. What was your take on the paranormal magic aspect? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.
It's Perlines.
What is it?
It's her name.
Oh, cute. But the twins, I don't know. I think they created so many good parallels.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was so good.
Come on in.
No. How'd they make it out? Because
Even
they
if the
were
one
like,
that made them is
they took off.
they gotta be killed.
I'll have whatever the old man had me. Oh. I guess I was one person he just couldn't kill. He made
That's
me
right. He
promise
held
to
him
stay
there, and
close
he was
to you.
like,
Let you live out your life.
"Oh my God, that's even worse."
I could make it so you could stick around. Keep touring. Keep
In
living.
that body. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I agree. There's a certain age where it's just like, no, I'm good. I don't need to be a vampire.
Traveling.
Chills.
I don't know why the hell.
The stack. Knuckle rig.
Before the sun went down, I think that was the best day of my life. Was it like that for you?
Ooh.
No doubt about it. Last time I seen my brother. No, you. Last time I seen the sun.
Early in this morning,
Just for a few hours. It was free.
as I open up my something just
Oh my God. Oh, well, hot dang.
Yeah, I did like the bonus X-ray edition. Oh, there was something at the end.
Well, quick, because it's going to
Oh.
the accountant.
Shit. What's the
Nothing. That is the,
the
fucking
way that you
same.
said that?
Because it says it's quick. Because it's going. I saw it going down there. Oh, it's so good.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
It's a lot to unpack, and I don't feel like I right now have the brain
Oh
power.
my
'Cause it was just
God,
like
there's
that
so
last
much
10 minutes,
going
I was
on.
Like, I'm getting murdered.
Yeah, for real.
My emotions are getting murdered.
We haven't watched a new movie in a long time, so I think
That's
visually,
true.
like having the digital camera, like when done properly, that's so
It's
crisp.
It was so good. Like it's so I couldn't even tell you besides this movie what's like a recent movie we've watched within the last 5 years. Like we really haven't
No.
in a minute.
Yeah, like not at all. Michael B. Jordan, love both those guys.
Love them both.
Love them both. Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Does he get to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor
Actor twice.
He's not the main character, but he's 2 supporting actors.
I mean, I feel
Uh,
like it kind of like is a fair share of lead and support. I
oh
think,
yes, it feels very much like a good ensemble movie for sure.
yeah. I think I just love, I don't know, I think the movie's so layered.
Yeah.
I think,
It's crazy how they layered so much real, real threats of violence and things of the South and everything else and crime, and then with vampires and music.
yeah. Well, yeah. And they like took like a string of like basically like folklore
Yeah.
but applied it in yeah, they like woven in a way that
There's so many themes that are woven within there, within like just the sharecropping, like Jim Crow South, like the
yeah.
fact that they have somebody who's passing who went off, he went better for a way, but again, even though she's passing, she gets caught with the black folks, it's an issue, and then with there's just so much.
No, there's so many layers.
There's so many feelings to be felt. Like,
Yeah.
did you need? And then add
vampires.
then add
So
horror.
it's like
crazy.
it's like, yeah, it's like you could walk away being like, okay, what was this movie about? It's about a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on, but that's why it's hard to say anything while the movie's rolling. But I'm really into, I love like the spiritual like stuff,
Mhm.
like tarot. I love learning about like other cultures, like spiritual practices and everything. And like the having I don't know what that actor's name is. His girl that they had the baby.
One of these two, I'm sure, heard before.
But I think like having it was cool to see, because I feel like sometimes in scary movies the frustration is that like, why do we not have at least one person that understands what the fuck is going on? Yes, like yes, they're gonna have to like fight but leaving them still in a predicament
yeah.
that they're going to obviously have to fight their way out of. But I like that they had one person like
they set the stage of like kind of like
being
she
like,
wasn't for sure, but she had like an idea and like she knew the tests and stuff.
yeah,
Oh, but Grace
like, yeah.
shaking a fist at you, girlfriend. You called him in to do what?
My God.
So we could all just go.
I know. That sucked. I was like, lady, they're obviously not leaving. Like, they said, I know that they're like, oh, we're gonna get your daughter. It's because they're saying anything. So now the jokes that I've seen on TikTok of people making videos of it'll be the song that he wrote playing, and then it's like them being like what it would take for them to open the door.
I'm not inviting anybody in.
They'd be like, I'm so easy. You could offer me blank and I'd open that damn door. I'd let you in
And
through
I
that
think
door.
you showed that video. I think it was you where it was like you like doing all you can do not to even like look out.
Yes.
That's me anytime.
And I
it comes to
saw
my
somebody
door.
that was
I'm not
like,
answering door. I will wait 30 seconds once I know the door dash has dropped off my food. I wait until I know they're back in their car before I go get my food.
yeah, also
Like, I'm not answering.
no, literally
and
like
and that's just my anxiety as it is. Now you add in all of the freaking vampire material we have consumed in like the
No.
last 3 months. Absolutely not.
No. But yeah, so
No.
the girl's like tiptoeing, like, because there's like the door frame at the bottom, so because you know how you can see people
Yeah.
walk past door frames and stuff. Obviously an exterior door hopefully is sealed at the bottom, but she's like standing like with her legs like
So you can't even
V'd
see
out
the
like on
shadow,
her tiptoes, so you
yes.
can't see the shadow below the door, and she's like looking through, like seeing who's out there. She's like, it wouldn't work on me
It wouldn't work on me.
because this is me when I think somebody's at my door. I just went to go push up my glasses and I'm totally not wearing glasses. So I don't know what that was, but yeah, I don't know. I like that element of having somebody who understood what,
Yeah.
for the most part, what was going on.
Without it feeling like forced, like, oh, we have to have this 20-minute break of this speech so
Yeah.
we, the viewer, can be told everything. But it's still like at the end of the day, they weren't even 100%
So
positive. So,
I
yeah.
also think like it works because with vampires, you do have to kind of establish some rules because there's too many types of vampires.
Too many different
Types of vampires happening. So I was saying that in my head. I was like, okay, now when are we going to establish the rules? Like, how do you kill them in this universe? Like,
Yeah.
how you know, like we know that it's still the same rule. They need to be invited in. but
Garlic is bad. Steak
Yeah.
through the heart doesn't have to be silver.
a steak has to be through the heart.
That's usually the way it is. Like you can get staked and like in most vampire stuff, like you can get staked in the arm and it'll like it's gonna injure you, but like to die, it's got to go through the heart.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then it's like, I don't know, just the layers of everything. But I like too, like how I was saying, like because I like tarot and I'm into like all sorts of different little thingies. I like that they're having her like, I don't know. That's what I was saying. It's like there's some element of this new world progression that's happening, which obviously is like more than appropriate, but then having like the idea of still like keeping bits of your like
the culture,
your culture,
and I think it's a good and
like sprinkled in. And so the twin that survives, like
with
he left the flowers and mourned the dead, and he's the one who was still wearing.
Well, I think it's very ironic that he said, she goes, well, it's worked for you, all the things you've been through, you've like stayed alive or whatever, and then he goes like, why didn't it work on my baby? You know what I mean? So it's kind of very like you're saying, completely woven in. It's like, okay, so it does work in some bees, it doesn't, and then like that man ripped that off and said, I'm taking all these.
Yeah, like it's like he sat and like literally again we see the one character that we saw mourning like his baby. He mourns all the people that they just lost because he brought all of them there. Like he brought them into that through what she basically was saying, like, oh, that's like cursed money, like that's your blood money, like you can keep that. And I mean, it even showed throughout the night, like, they're like, there's no money. Like, they're paying in their tokens and different things. And it's like, he wants like American dollars, but they don't have the American dollars, but they also need that space. Like, they need that space as a community. So it's like, they are doing something good, but it's like, the way that
was never going to be able to be a capitalistic venture when your main persons is getting paid in plantation money that doesn't go anywhere besides the dollar store that the plantation owns.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's like, yeah. And it is crazy because they touch, I think the music is so cool. In college, I took a theater class. Oddly enough, I learned about it in theater, but we went over jazz and the U.S. military a lot. It was kind of like split between those two things, just like between veterans and how things are portrayed through theater and things with that. But also we spoke a lot about jazz and the blues and where that started, and like basically creating like how spaces like this were created and like run and operated, and why they were important to communities and what was shared like in those spaces. And it also goes into like how a lot of publicized music that ended up becoming mainstream was basically stolen from slave workers. And
then through the 60s, it's
like and then
75% of music.
Yes, and like basically all of the older music is actually coming from stuff like this, where it's like they had these spaces that they created for themselves that they would find ways into and like play their music and keep their like original cultures like moving through, which is why I think it's so cool that they open this movie talking about like it's past and future. Like it can call things, and it's an enchantment, like a siren. Like
the
your
timeline does not exist
like
within this space.
Within that space, because you are like, when they're playing jazz and they're playing the blues, it's morphing into what we know music as now,
like a spiritual practice.
But it is for a lot of their cultures, like the drums, like in even like my family, like being partially native, it's like those drumming circles, like things like it's a very like sacred, it can be very sacred, but it can also be like open to the community. And so, but it is kind of like this pathway between like a spiritual practice and also like a practical thing of just like enjoying music
and community.
But I don't know, and so like that's just me like being like a little music buff. I don't have to reiterate my entire course that I was in, but I think understanding why music is the way that it is today. And I know that this is a vampire movie, but it opens up a conversation about that. So I'm like, damn, it's like a musical. Like this is literally
very
like
layered.
oh,
I would not be surprised if this went full blown years down the road to Broadway.
oh, it'd be that. No, honestly, like, are there any like horror like
Oh, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure the
vampire
theater kids in the comments below will let us know.
yeah, like is there like a vampire musical, like, you know, but I like because a vampire
Sorry, I'm
musical.
like off the top of my head. I'm like, no. I was like, we've got. Don't know.
Is there a vampire musical Broadway
I
production?
hate to say it. I don't know. I know there isn't one that's done well. I'm gonna put it out there and say like we don't have one out there that's been done well yet and
Because the
executed.
music in this is
But
so
I mean, again,
good.
you got the blueprint of it of how it can be done and maybe
Yes.
done well. However, I will say this: I don't know how you actually translate vampirism to the stage. That is
A mess.
without with it being able to be taken seriously.
Seriously.
That's the one thing I
Yeah,
will
because
say. It's really hard to
Also, too, if you start doing all of the FX where like blood's gushing out,
yeah, and
how
it's-
do you do the next scene on a slippery?
You don't. That's what I'm saying. It would be really hard. Actually, it would be really hard for that. I mean, you could make it like an energy vampire.
You would
That's
need to
what-
do it somewhere like they would need to find somewhere like a stadium. Okay, one time when I was little, I saw Britney Spears at the Pepsi Center. Is that what it's called?
Sure.
Or did they change it? I
It's
don't know.
Ball-
I
I
think
know
it's the
there's
Ball Arena
Ballerina
now,
now,
maybe in Denver. And I was really little, and they had her on a rotating stage, so you could just do each bloody, gory scene, but just keep rotating the stage. So
So
then
much
each
work.
set,
That-
yeah. So then if that set gets really wet from special
That'd be
effects,
so much work.
then you can-
There's no way that's happening. There's no way that's happening for a daily show. That's too much work. But I think there could be a way to do it. I don't. Again, I'm not sure how vampirism is going to
Translate
to the stage in
onto
the
the
way
stage.
without it looking over camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the theater within itself is always going to be camp. There's so many things that need to happen in live theater that like it's really hard to keep it like straight, you know,
Yeah.
the whole way through.
I
But
also,
that's work.
yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah, but I just like that they had her read kind of like, I don't know what that would be, like runes or like reading like the
That's called actual something. And
it is
the
called
hoodoo of it
something,
all,
but I don't know what
I'm
that's
not well
specifically
versed
called.
in
But
that.
the closest thing I can think is
it's
similar
like
to
reading the
runes.
bones, but
Yeah, like
it's
reading
not-
bones, but she's using other trinkets and
Yeah.
things. I'm sure there obviously is an actual name for that, but it's like she's like she knew that they both were going. That fucking killed me, dude. Like
Yeah,
that got me.
That whole last scene where
That-
where
oh
he
God.
sees them, it's just like it's just all. It was so well done overall, just incredibly well done. I mean,
Yeah, and
that's-
he kept trying to not take her serious, but obviously like he was with her. He was like playing, I think he was stuck between her and her, you know, perspective spiritually, because she was obviously very in touch, and his brother, where
Oh,
his
yeah.
brother I think was the farthest extent that he could have been pushed. And so I think having him be like this middle ground between these two pillars
yeah.
he just was a very cool character to me.
They all felt. I will say this for a mostly ensemble cast. It felt like they all felt very developed in their own way.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like
I like that the
they're
love
stretching of
the
that.
love stories too. Like
Yeah.
there was a little, it wasn't just like we were stuck on one
Yeah,
love story or a triangle. Like it was like everyone we were
had their
seeing
own
displays of
adventure.
yeah, relationships, and I like that. I also like the foreshadowing. Like all of them basically were kind of like speaking to what was going to happen to them without even realizing
Mhm.
it. Like when they go to who's the guy that was playing the harmonica? Slim, when they go to pick up Slim,
Mhm.
he's basically like, you're not gonna pay me $20 every night.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you're gonna pay me $20 tonight, and then
Yeah.
what after that?
Mhm.
And like he was right. Like, and it's like sometimes you're speaking intuitively about things, and like you
Mhm.
don't even realize that
Yeah.
you're basically
Or
like
and then them at the beginning was like, "You're not getting another payment from us again. Like that's not happening. Like,
Yeah.
this is your last payment." Then we come to find out they're going to show up anyway because homies.
Yeah.
Head of the daddies, head of the Ku Klux Klan, whatever.
Yeah, which it's like the lies that were obvious, like the
Mhm.
things that were obvious, like I feel like were easier to call just because the way that they opened the movie.
Mhm.
So he's like, "Oh, there's no clan." It's like, "Yeah, okay, you think we're dumb?" Like
Yeah.
even on the other side of the screen,
Mhm.
like that that's a lie. So it's like the obvious things, like and like them when they start coming to
Yeah.
the door and they're like telling all these things, like even the first time, it's like,
Everything
what are we
feels
talking
very
about?
paid off. You know what I mean? Everything like gets to the point where
Yeah.
it's paid off. Like you don't feel like, oh, well, where was this gonna go or where's that gonna go? Well, we saw where it all
Yeah,
went.
and it got
was nice that it wasn't completely like side open.
Yeah, and it got tears out of us. So I always like to think that like if we're crying, I feel like it's a good gauge that the movie was like
Engaging
engaging enough
care.
for us to care, because
Yeah.
Ariana and I do cry. Like we will cry when it is obvious. Like we're criers. We crying in here all the time, but
That's true.
we do cry a lot. But if you have a good story and it engages, then yes, you're going to get those tears out of us. So the end really got me.
So well done. Not them being like, we can save you. Just we're here to say hi. Or is it the best thing? Oh, the beings like until the sun went down is the best day of their lives, and then that like, oh
Yes.
Oh, they really knew how to put the freaking
Yeah, but
last nail in the coffin.
it is funny. We've watched so much vampire content.
We have, and this was on. I didn't know there was vampires in this.
I just didn't know how they were presenting themselves
yeah.
or going to show up. And so when that guy came, I was like, and then when the natives were like,
Oh yeah, they're like they got to go when the sun goes down.
and
I was
he
like,
he gave her like a
"Ah!"
little well wish, a little prayer, and was like, pray for you, lady.
Bye.
Good luck, because they were ready to help them,
Mhm.
like take them out, but he's like, good luck with that. Be on my way with the vultures.
All three circling.
Oh no.
Yep. I was like, that's not good. No,
Yeah.
there's so much foreshadowing, and but that wasn't like I didn't feel like it was taking anything away from the story.
Yeah.
I felt like it didn't feel like it was speaking down to the audience. I just overall enjoyed it.
Yeah.
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 So guys, thank you so much for watching Sinners with us. And do
The
you wanna-
Irish jig. This person said the best moment for them was when all the vampires did the Irish jig.
Jeez.
Okay, but no, the clips of them like coming in together
Yeah.
on him and like the teeth. Yeah, okay. But yeah, all right, guys.
Thanks for watching Sinners with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
The finish.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saving this for the last possible moment. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was so stunning. Like all of the actors as well did such a fantastic job. I was like the whole time just imagining their auditions. Like the whole time I'm like, this is what people talk about when they watch someone and it's theirs. Like, there's no other option. Everyone else can leave. When this is the type of movie where you're like, yeah. Everyone nailed it. They made the words, the dialogue, the scene, they made it all come to life and brought more.
Yes.
It seems.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did a good job
You
of
can
really establishing the feeling and like I guess that small town camaraderie of like everybody knows everybody and everybody knows everything. Especially with those opening shots when Smoke and Stack are like separating and going and doing their thing. It's like the building in of who these characters are based on their reactions to Smoke and or Stack was really, really cool and gave you everything you needed to know about like Smoke and Stack's history, the twins' time in town. And it did a good job of like filling in the blanks and the history of all of these characters and their shared history in no time flat, while keeping the story going at the same time. So you get a vibe for all of the characters, the shop owners, the ladies, the Cornbread and Slim. Like we get our whole cast of characters and they set up our rogues gallery really, really, really well. You feel like you're immediately dropped into that shared history. We don't need an explanation.
No.
There's not a whole lot of exposition given to these characters or what's going on, except for just vague references to Al Capone, time in Chicago, things like that. Like they build it in really, really well, where even like halfway through the movie, you're still discovering more things about the characters just based on their shared experience and the way they're talking.
Yeah, and like that they were in the war, and you know that their father was mayor. abusive or and stuff like that. And so you kind of get the sense of like who these guys are. And like it's the storytelling is so economical.
Yeah.
Because like you say, it's
Absolutely.
like we just learn about these guys through the way that people interact with them. And then also just like how Smoke had a child that was lost and how like that was so important to him and his relationship with, you know, his lady. It was just like, yeah, very, very well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, incredible work.
Uh,
I really enjoyed how they made the vampires in this too.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Because I feel like they kept it simple, but it was still scary. enough,
Yeah.
you know, where
Yeah.
and we're picky about our vampires.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about you, but I'm picky about my vampires. But the way they made them move and how you could feel that they all were connected to the main. Sorry, what was his name? The main vampire.
Yeah, the main
I don't know
vampire,
if we
yeah.
ever got a
Oh,
name
I don't
of
think
him,
we
but
ever
it's,
did, but yeah.
Where is he?
I'm guessing he's
Jack O'Connell.
Remick.
Oh, Remick.
Remick
Yeah,
is
we
his
did
name.
get his name.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Which was an interesting, weird name because the
But
other
it's
two had.
old and
yeah.
kind of strange.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, where are you from?
Are you
Yeah.
Viking? Like, what is this?
Clearly, he's like a long dead Irishman. Is kind
Yeah.
of the vibe I was picking up based on like
Yeah.
the songs and some of his like accent coming in,
Yeah.
and things like
yeah.
that.
But I love the eyes, how they were different. I'm curious about what the different light, you know, behind their eyes.
Right, different colored
mean,
light
You know,
eyes, yeah.
it's just like enough of like all that we know, but then plus some a little more, you know,
Yeah.
because we didn't see them heal exactly.
No, you're right.
Like it probably takes some time. It's not because you know, like different movies and shows or whatever has different lore for vampires. Like certain ones, it's like, oh, you know, you need to invite them in. In some, they'll just come into your house.
Yeah.
They have a reflection. They don't have a reflection.
Holy objects
stuff, or
versus
like
not.
they can come into a holy building. They can't come in. So it's like it's cool to establish it from the beginning. So we're like, okay, you're this type of vampire. We got you.
Yeah.
You know.
And how you die is how you stay.
Exactly,
You know, a lot
yeah.
of times too. So I loved how they moved, and it was so eerie the way they were all connected to each other.
Yeah.
How you could tell it was like there was something other going on. The first scene with him and the two other white people, you know, where they were like singing.
oh yeah,
my
they're all
God.
like
Yeah.
dancing
That's
around. That bit
They're
was
like
amazing.
synchronized though.
Yeah.
There's so many moments like that where it was like funny, like really funny, but like so disturbing at the same time.
Yeah, and I wonder
Brilliantly
too
done.
about like the death scene. I think when everybody was dying, I don't know if it was precisely that moment or slightly before. You could see. Oh, I think it was when the main vampire got staked and all of them kind of moved in unison, and it was like this really beautiful almost like dance where they were like you know, and it was like, oh my God, this is thought out. This isn't
Very.
like just okay, do whatever. This is, I want you specifically to move in this type of way. It'll
It was
look
clearly
really cool.
choreographed.
Yeah. And you can see as well, like just the level of thought and just like the very strong idea of like, this is how I want the picture to be. Like everything was just so well
Every
placed.
shot was
Like-
a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he does it, but every single time I feel it happening, but I'm like, I don't know why or what it is, but I feel like Ryan Coogler tells you exactly where to look,
Yeah.
exactly what to
Yes.
focus
Yes.
on.
Yes.
He gives you no choice but to do it. And I don't know if it's a focus thing or like what they're doing to manipulate that, but I feel like enthralled because he's so good at that.
Well, I definitely could see they played a lot with the focus
Yes.
and the focal depth in this, which I really
I don't know
loved.
what point they like.
Yeah, I
picked
don't
to-
know how
to
they
make us
did
go
it.
like.
Or it was really, really well done because not only was his shot composition like directing you to everything you needed to see, but they did play with that like kind of focal depth in a lot of ways. It's really shown when
Master.
I'm gonna find her name because Annie, Smoke's girl. She comes in with like the power of like the woman that she is when she's like, "Don't you lie to me," and talk about going away and not loving me, right? And that the focus just like tightened right around her.
Right.
And suddenly your eyes drawn in, and it really kind of sets the tone and changes the tone of that entire scene. And it's so subtle that you almost miss it when it disappears as well. Cinematography on this was just so specific and so awesome. The choreography of the oneers was spectacular. The use of the focus and the focal depth was amazing.
Yeah,
the use
lighting.
of like the IMAX sizing and the screen sizing to get like as much picture in there and as much as that of that beautiful shot in as possible. Like, I couldn't look away. Like, when I didn't want to blink half the time because of just how gorgeous these shots look.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that reveal in the barn scene where it like widened up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that was intense. I love that. There's so many gems in this.
Yeah. I mean,
So many.
it's just like, it's so, so beautiful. Like, even just watching it on a TV screen, it looks really nice. I'm so
wait.
excited to like,
Right, I know.
book a
I'm booking those
ticket.
tickets
Yeah.
as well. Like, gotta go see it in a theater.
Field trip,
proper.
everyone.
Yeah,
Still in the
exactly.
theater, we got to go watch it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, this was so cool. I couldn't help thinking though the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but like towards the end, I was like, okay, so are we saying that we can't have a black-owned or minority-owned business without the vampires coming in and like screwing everything up? Is that what we're saying here?
I think they're just opportunists.
Leech
Yeah.
the blood.
I
from
feel
everyone.
like because they clearly don't care what color you are after.
No, I'm
you
just
know,
saying like
yeah.
as a theme.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think Zach is doing well. I think right. He's doing well. I was trying it's so hard to not hear or see anything.
I've been dodging
yeah.
spoilers left and right.
God,
it's been
like
crazy.
it's been crazy. But the only thing I heard was they want to make the Choctaws into like their own.
That would be so
That'd be
cool.
sweet.
Oh my God,
I would love
die.
that.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be really, really
And
awesome.
I don't know if they have plans to make more of this
Well,
world.
they definitely
because
could because
we are sold.
yeah, and
See, I love that idea, and I would love returning to this world, but also a part of me feels like it cheapens
clean.
like
Yeah.
the greatness that Sinners has done.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of the best performing original films in years.
Absolutely.
Right.
Art.
Right? And so if
Yeah.
it starts going down the line of like, okay, we're going to make 3, 4, 5 of this, it almost feels like, but I wanted it to live as this beautiful, singular thing, you
and
know?
the
Like,
vampires win.
and the vampires win.
Yeah.
Exactly. If it goes on and becomes like Sinners 2, Sinners 3, whatever, the vampires win. Like, would I love
we
to
need
see
their help.
a limited series or something of the Choctaw? That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I'd love that. Like maybe something else in that world. Great. If we're just like continuing with the story because it finishes up so nicely
Yeah.
with the whole thing with, Sammy at the club and Stack coming by to say
Yeah.
goodbye to him and things like that. Like it feels like it's such a perfect tie-up that I'd almost feel cheated that it doesn't remain
Yeah.
this singular phenomenon that we all got to experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But, people
Whatever.
also like to make money.
It's true. It's
So-
true. And like
We
this is
see
done
where that
really,
gets
really
you.
well. Yeah,
yeah,
clearly.
exactly.
Whatever Ryan wants to do, we're there.
Yeah, I mean,
agree.
It's so cool, like you said, because it is original, and I love that it's both a vampire movie and it's also just an excellent drama and
Love story.
historical drama, love story, like all of those things combined into one. And like we know that he can do that. I mean, he made Black Panther.
That's true.
A Marvel
Futuristic,
movie,
yeah.
and it has so many other things going for it other than like just the normal superhero stuff,
Blockbuster,
which we
yeah.
love anyway.
Ryan Coogler's whole MO, I'm learning, is just going, I'm going to take like a trope movie and we'll have the trope, sure, but like the rest of the movie's over here, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Black
Watch
Panther
me.
is like, I'm going to make a really awesome, black-led movie and it just happens to be superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is, I'm going to make a really awesome black-led period drama that just happens to have vampires in it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
That's what makes this amazing. Is like the vampires are excellent and clearly a big driving force of the like conflict in the movie, but you take the vampires away and this is still a really excellent
rock
character
solid.
drama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like
Really, really good.
yeah.
It's like this is the experience, but also it's like I think what I love about it and that part in the middle is just like it's just a wonderful celebration of art and culture, you know,
absolutely,
where
absolutely.
it's like this is all of the stuff that we have, all of the amazing work and amazing talent that our ancestors and the people who came before us had, and we grow from that and we continue to create. And this story and this movie in and of itself is part of that. And as we roll into the future, there's going to be so much more. And so I think that's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Touching movie.
Yeah.
Best since Blade.
Best since Blade. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I can't argue with that one.
That's high praise.
I will
Yeah.
say my not being like a vampire girly like my two co-hosts here, but I do love a good vampire movie, and I love the sort of mixing together of vampire lore and picking what we like and picking what you use. What I loved about these vampires is the fact that they actually played with the whole Dracula mind control thing, which is not often a vampiric trope that you see.
Not everyone has it.
But I
Yeah,
also loved that the traditional knowledge is what defeated them. Right? Because Sammy started busting out the like Catholic Lord's Prayer.
like that's cute.
And he echoed it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
They
like,
all did.
That's the one that the people who like took my land away use.
Yeah.
And I've been hunting them since day one. Like that stuff doesn't work. But it's the traditional wisdom of Annie and the Choctaws.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've always kind of had this belief of like any sort of monster related things, because again, I'm very much into monster lore, is like the monsters came from those traditions. The monsters
Right.
like, and the things that go bump in the night are a deep core belief of who we are as humans. And that is far more timeless than like current belief systems and things
Right.
like that. And so like the traditional knowledge is what defeats the monster. And I just think that's such a cool thing where none of it was ever like, oh, we got to get some holy water and we got to get like the crosses out and things like that. Like other vampire movies, it was just like, it's garlic, it's stakes through the heart,
Yep.
and the Choctaw know what's up.
And the sun.
And
And the
silver
sun.
and the sun.
And silver and the sun.
Yeah.
You know, it's the traditional things. I thought that was a really great way of taking it. But we still had that like, you know, you got to go to the church, Sammy, you got to go to the church. I don't know. I really liked the different direction, the adjacent offshoot it took. It was
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Yeah. This was so cool.
Sexy.
I'm gonna need to watch it again. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go home.
Oh, at least
I got
5
family visiting right now, and they haven't seen it. So
Oh,
I'm like, all
right
cool.
away.
We gotta go
What
watch
time
this
is it?
now. Yeah, let's make this happen.
We still can, you guys.
Damn
so
straight.
I'd let us know how many times you've seen this in the theater.
We talk about it all the time. This is the reason why we like going into these movies completely blind.
Yes, sir.
Because it's like the idea of possibly knowing anything about that story
would have totally killed it.
Yeah, it doesn't make it as interesting. And it's like you knew something was building because of the way they edited the story. And by giving us that scene with Sammy at the church, it immediately sets the tone for like, okay, we're building towards something crazy.
Something awful.
Yeah.
Something bloody.
And it's like, when you really look at those scratches, that wasn't like a natural, normal human type of thing. Like a human's not giving you that scar unless they're using something on your face. But it's like, it's one of my favorite things in terms of telling a story. I love when you get shown something that you're going to see at the end of the movie at the like very beginning.
Yep.
Setting the tone, and then they're like, oh, hey, by the way, that was insane, but we're going to take you back a day. And we're going to tell this whole story leading, because you knew that something was going to happen. You knew it was building towards something crazy because he looked like he had a wild ass night.
A little bit.
And just the way it was building. And then when dude like showed up on the farm, like it looked like he literally jumped into the screen and like floated. You're like,
Fell
why?
out of the sky, perhaps.
Why is this dude like burning the way that he is? And then that whole scene plays out. You're like, oh damn.
Yeah.
This is vampire shit.
Yep.
So awesome.
Well, and now you understand why the Native Americans were there, just like, and
Yeah.
that was terrifying.
Just every aspect
I'm
of
like,
this
why?
movie.
What do you want with him?
Yeah.
What for? And then, yeah, just bloody in the back room.
Mm-hmm. I think every aspect of this movie was phenomenal. The visuals, like immediately with that opening shot, you saw how vibrant and just how much those colors popped off the screen. And the cinematography was amazing.
All
the
those one-shots?
Yeah, there were a bunch of them.
Multiple
Yeah.
one-shots.
There were a bunch of them in there. And the idea that we got 2 Michael B. Jordans, so cool.
That was awesome.
I mean, for this generation, I feel like he's the top guy right now. Like, he is going to be a star for as long as he wants to be, at least. And just the idea that he played himself as a twin brother, like, that whole story was just the relationships, where they came from, just all the story was really great. The cast was incredible. The performances by everyone was amazing. The use of music in this movie was so damn good.
Well, the use of sound, even like when Slim was telling the story,
yeah, that was awesome.
Of like his friends and like what he had gone through, and you can hear it in the background happening. That was so cool. I loved that aspect of the movie.
I don't think and this might be like recency bias or whatever, but I don't feel like I've seen that type of moment play out the way that it did. As he's telling the story, instead of like showing visuals, you're actually just hearing what happened. Like, that was a really cool touch, and I thought that was very creative. And the way they introduced the vampire stuff, I thought they did a great job, because I had no clue until Homeboy showed his teeth, and it was like, oh shit. You see like the blood coming off of, was it the girl or the other guy?
The other guy, Bert was in the back room.
So you saw like the blood.
Bloody.
Yeah, you saw the blood flowing from the neck, and then he like smiled and you saw the like fangs. You're like, oh shit. Vampires. Wow. Like, I think that's just, we really enjoy vampire stuff.
Yeah, we sure
I
do.
mean, True Blood is such a great show. And I kind of feel like they followed a lot of the True Blood rules.
Yeah. Except for, what was it?
What was where they shine and they get all, like, in True Blood,
Twilight.
In True Blood, they burst into flames.
Yes.
Yeah. So they followed a lot of those.
Well, also in True Blood, when you get staked through the heart, you just explode.
You just pop. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a balloon.
But like the inviting into the house or whatever property, I thought that was really cool. I think this movie was freaking epic. The violence was insane. I'm kind of curious about what Sammy did when he showed up at the church, and then did he just
No, he was like, I'm gonna go on my own.
He just left, right?
Yeah.
From that moment, he didn't let the guitar go.
No,
he just
not
bounced.
letting it go.
Yeah, I got nervous, but then I was like, wait, he showed up during daylight. Like he wasn't a vampire.
I know, but I thought it was gonna be like one of those weird things, like, oh, he's like this, savior vampire that can do it all.
Yeah.
Like when True Blood, when they drink fairy blood.
Oh, right. It gives them a little bit of extra superpowers.
And they can hang out during the day.
Yeah, I thought this movie was amazing, and yeah, I knew there was a lot of hype around it. And I knew Michael B. Jordan was in it, and that's all I knew going into this.
Okay, the only reason I ever found out that Michael B. Jordan was in it was because I was listening to the stream while getting ready. I didn't know shit about it. It's just called Sinners, and everybody was talking about it. I'm like, oh, sure.
I think it absolutely lived up to the hype. I think everything about it was friggin' flawless. I thought the story, the visuals, the music, the sounds, all of it, and the violence. It was very gory, and it was the blood was very juicy, and we like that shit very much.
Very juicy.
Yeah, we like that stuff very much. I think the more over the top, violent and gore, the better. We like that shit. And I mean, I like the touch of the story of the two brothers ending up with the people that they were supposed to, it felt like they were supposed to end up with. One in the afterlife, one in the forever life as vampires. That was cool. I really like their names too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
The Smokestack brothers.
Twins.
Yeah, twins.
Smokestack.
Yeah, I think that was super dope. I thought Michael B. Jordan in that role, just playing twins, was awesome.
It was so great.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's really awesome. So that whole ending scene too, talking about the trunk and like multiple mentions of him being a soldier, and then like setting up all the clans dude at the end and just friggin' blasted all of them and took care of them, and that was a pretty epic moment too. But like, I thought this was so good.
It was. I loved it.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
So for those that don't know, we do watch our movies live with the community. Every movie reaction is always live, and we love to try to get those involved that want to contribute. So let's hear what some of them got to say.
Pierre Jones, thank you so much for the super chat. Not sure if people caught this. When Stack told old Miles about his last day of sunlight and with smoke, it reminded me of MBJ last scene in Black Panther. Aw, alongside his brother Chadwick.
100%. That now that you say that, 100%. That was one of those scenes in Black Panther that was just so epic, and it's like, oh, you kind of want him to survive now. You like after that moment, you want him, despite all the friggin' shit that he did throughout the movie. It's like, yeah, you kind of wanted him to live in that moment, but it did very much kind of link up with that. It kind of matched. I thought that's a really good point.
We have D4_0. Thank you for the super chat. The Choctaw Vampire Hunters look so cool. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the Native Americans, the Choctaw Vampire Hunters. Love that.
Wild.
Yes.
Just the idea that, like, when they showed up, you knew something was kind of up.
But then when they're like, we got to get home before it's dark, I was like, oh.
You understand why.
Yes,
yeah,
you
that makes
do.
a lot of sense.
Hollow Bastion, thank you for the super chat. Mary was a one-drop rule girl. During Jim Crow, anyone with a drop of black blood and ancestry was lawfully treated as if they were fully black. Interesting. Cruton35, thank you so much. The production designer also worked on the Black Panther films. The barn rafters are crossed as homage to Chadwick and Wakanda Forever. I love that.
Yeah, the Wakanda Forever thing.
Yes.
Awesome. That's dope as hell.
Love that.
As always, we want to thank everyone who rolls through and joins us for the live movie nights. We have a blast watching movies live with the community.
Absolutely.
It's a great time. We have a good time. We're always watching good stuff.
Oh, I didn't tell any dad jokes today.
Not today.
Darn it.
A little rushed today.
My bad.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, another great flick. This movie was incredible, lived up to the hype. And yeah, we're very grateful that we actually decided to watch this one. So
I see you very much.
You guys, as always, leave your thoughts, leave them comments down below, and we will see you guys later for the next one. Have a good one. Bye.